Hi, I'm Sydney Radka, and welcome to another edition of FLX Weekly here at FingerLakes1.com. It is May 18th, 2022, and we are live inside the FingerLakes1.com studio, where I'm joined by Jim Sinicropi and Brian Mastrosimone, owner of the Lincoln Hill Farms in Canandaigua. We have a fun bunch of stuff to talk about that's going on at Lincoln Hill Farms, but first, our show is brought to you by Generations Bank in Seneca Falls. Generations Bank is a community bank headquartered in Seneca Falls, New York. It's a member of the FDIC, and they've been partnering with businesses and residents in New York since its founding in 1870, while maintaining a strong commitment to each and every community in which they operate. If you want to learn more about them, you can go to www.mygenbank.com. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yeah,
It
good to
is
be back
sunny.
in the studio. It's nice out. It's going to get hot this weekend, and it feels
awesome.
like the season is finally here.
Yes, it is. And I'm excited to have you in here. This is your first time in the studio, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, welcome,
Welcome.
Ryan.
Beautiful building, yeah.
And I'm glad you like our building. He gets to be in our construction zones, but it's working. If people think it looks good, then we're doing something right, you know? But since you haven't been with us before, I kind of want you to just start off by telling us, like, who are you and who do you represent here today?
Yeah, so my name's Brian Mastrosimone. I started Lincoln Hill Farms about 8 years ago. Lincoln Hill Farms consists of a music venue, a wedding venue, as well as we have glamping. We do some dinners in our hops yards and sunflower fields. We're nestled on 95 acres, about 2 miles
Wow.
north of Wegmans in Canandaigua, right off 5 and 20 on 247. And this is going to be our 5th year in business, and we're looking forward to a really big summer for us this year.
That's so exciting. You know, I guess I didn't realize how new you guys still are.
Yeah.
Like, you're still just a little baby.
I mean, if you put COVID in, it really took
Oh.
2 years away too, and our
Yeah.
first 2 years were pretty part-time.
Yeah, okay.
You know, I didn't start this business thinking it was going to be what it is today.
Right.
It was just kind of like a passion project, a side project, and it just kind of took over.
So, are you saying that it's kind of grown to be bigger than you originally planned?
Oh, way bigger. You know, I sold the company in the city of Rochester.
Lucky
and-
you
yeah.
get to hear the train.
Sold the company in the city of Rochester and thought I was going to semi-retire, build a little wedding venue on the farm and hunt the farm. And I'm not a good hunter. I found that out in the first couple of times when I went out, and it just kind of snowballed into what it is today.
Well, it's amazing to think about what you have to offer, because it's kind of unique. It's kind of what everybody would envision they would want in a Finger Lakes experience. But there isn't a lot of places like Lincoln Hill Farms, which really makes it unique and should be enticing for people to want to come out and either have events or attend events.
Yeah, everything I try to do, I try to do off the top of my head, and there's nothing really like this anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty well-traveled guy. I do steal ideas from miscellaneous places and bring it all together at Lincoln Hill Farms, but everything's a little bit different. Yeah, you just got to come out and see it for yourself.
Yeah, it really is unique and amazing, and like I said, it's exactly the type of thing that you would kind of envision for your Finger Lakes experience.
Right, and I get to go to my first wedding this summer at your guys'
Oh,
place.
fantastic.
I think it's in July, so it's coming out. It's June,
Okay.
June or July. I think it's
Awesome.
July. My cousin's getting married there, and I was just doing more research on you guys because I really did think you were just a wedding venue, and then as I learned more, I was like, oh my God, they do so much stuff, and you have so many events that are going on this summer, and you can kind of touch base on some of the ones. My favorite, I think, is going to be the Sunday Fun Days that you
Yes.
guys do.
Yeah, so as we grew, one of the things that I wanted to keep at a community farm, do fundraisers for different communities or different projects in the community, and make sure that everybody can afford to come in. So on Sundays, we have a 10 series Sundays, fun days, and it consists of basically 1 o'clock to 8 o'clock. We'll have 2 different bands on. It's kind of like a hangout, just a chill place to come, listen to some music, get some good food. We increased our food stations from 1 to 4 this year.
Wow.
So we have a lot of different options for food, and Sundays are going to be, something that will stick around forever. Just be a free, community-based, have just
Right.
relaxed time and enjoy it.
My family loves a Sunday fun day. So
Yeah.
when I was talking about these with Michelle, because we were getting them all up on our site, because you are partnering with us now, which is
Right.
amazing. I was like, wow, it goes all the way until August, like the end of August.
Yeah.
So really, if you can't make one, there's plenty more that you can get to.
Yeah, and then we got Father's Day that kind of kicks it off.
Yeah.
And all the way through August, so it should be a really good year.
Tell us a little bit about your Father's Day event.
Our Father's Day event it's fun. We have clams and cans this year, so we got a dozen clams and a can of beer, for $10 for dads. We're doing dress like your dad contest.
I love that
Yeah,
part.
I think we're giving away 2 free Brew Festival tickets to the winner of that. We have lawn games with music, obviously, and it's just we're prepared for the lines. Last year, it kind of blew up on us, which is a good thing. But this year, we're ready for the big crowd.
Absolutely.
One of the things that kind of appeals to me the most is the idea of having, a major musical act and any type of musical act. But what a great venue. Obviously you're not a CMAC type of venue, but still able to host some pretty big musical events. And there's not that many places here in the Finger Lakes that can accommodate something like that. Is that something that, when did you start realizing that, hey man, we can have some nice, musical events out here?
I'd say, like 2019, after we had a few under our belts, we were like, this is fun, this is cool, this is what we want to do, this is where we want to focus. So we can have a music event while we're having a wedding event. It happens almost every time.
Wow.
So last year we had 67 weddings. This year we are going to have over 50, but we're also probably have 60 or 7 music concerts this year, or 60 or 70. And it's we can hold 1,500. Actually, our capacity is 6,000, but we're not even going to get close to capacity anytime soon. We want to make sure that everybody's having a good time. It's safe. The lines are reasonable. The bathrooms,
6,000 people, bathrooms.
yeah, bathrooms, food. So we're gonna slowly grow there. I don't think I'll ever get to 6,000. Those are big shows, but once I felt that vibe, that laid back concert, it's almost like a craft concert, It's not that commercialized
Right.
concert.
It's a more intimate.
It's intimate.
experience.
It's mostly general admission. Last year we built a VIP deck for, birthday parties or corporate outings. We had a wedding up there last year during a concert. It was a little different.
Yeah.
We slowly every year we increase our size, but probably cap it off at about 3,000.
So 50 weddings this season. What's
Yeah.
the earliest and the latest? Like,
Well,
what
we
is the
already had our
season run?
first one.
Wow.
Okay.
So May
Oh.
13th was last Friday.
Weather was great.
It was beautiful.
Oh, I was going to say that is perfect.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So they had a blast. And then our last one's October 30th. So
Perfect.
that's a hit or miss. But
if
it's enclosed. It's enclosed. There's heat. There's there's plenty. We've had every type of weather you can think of, so we're prepared.
But a great fall venue as well.
That's the
Right.
time to get married. September,
I got married in
early
October.
October. Yeah, it's awesome.
And you have so many different, spaces that you can get married, I feel like in. And I think ours is, the one I'm going to is all outside, but you said you have that option to have indoor spaces and that like silo big thing in the
Yeah.
middle. Like the setup, I don't know if you've ever seen the setup, and maybe you can pull up a picture, but it's
hit it
definitely
up, yeah.
so unique.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like you need a map though when you're there.
We're creating one. It's funny you say
Perfect.
that because we keep saying we need to get our map updated. Yeah, the silos were there. Those were the only 3 structures there when I started the construction of Lincoln Hill Farms, and we
Wow.
converted one to my office, one to is actually our cooler.
Oh,
we,
wow.
we spray foamed inside, and that's where all our kegs are. and the other one's just a part of the VIP experience.
Yeah, so you got these structures, you have a big body of water, you have, the woods and
Sunflowers.
the wildflowers.
We got a
Yeah.
hops yard that you're looking over while you're listening to the concert. There's a 2-acre hops yard below. We've got 6 acres of sunflowers for the weddings venue side.
It's amazing.
And we've got the next project that we'll focus on probably, after this year will be our gardens. So we want to be able to have our gardens be probably our main attraction for food, where you'd go down.
Farm to table.
Farm to table. You'd actually pick
Oh.
your vegetables and fruits. We're going to implement tables and structures for shade and things like that there, and we would cook it right there for you. That's our
So I just got to ask, well, first of all, a little background. Where did you come from and grow up, and what
Yeah.
brought you here?
Yeah, I grew up in Henrietta. My parents are, immigrants off the boat. I accidentally went to McQuaid to play soccer. Graduated from RIT.
What year?
I was 97 from McQuaid, so I'm 2001 for RIT.
Okay, I spent some time at RIT in the early 1990s, so I guess I'm a little older.
Yeah. Then I thought I was I studied being an accountant and
Yeah.
found out within like 2 months.
You
it's
get the
not for me.
opposite of that.
Yeah. So.
Although that has to help in running the
Yeah,
business.
Sure, absolutely, 100%. It's definitely the backbone to every business. And then from there, I just started being an entrepreneur. My first thing that I did was start buying stuff from China, sending it over, and we're selling it in kiosks in the malls before the mall gift card killed the kiosk business. But I did that for like 5-6 years, and then just went into real estate, bought about 500 houses. Managed probably another 500 on top of that, and then I started getting sick of that business. It was all inner city stuff, and then I sold it, and then that's where I came upon Lincoln Hill Farms.
So you kind of accumulated some funding for this next venture over your previous years, and then you did you see the location and say this is it, or how did that kind of happen? How did you choose the spot? And
A friend of mine, John Kruger, who owns Hep Sales,
Oh, yeah.
we were hanging out one night, and he actually had a contract on Lincoln Hill Farms, and he was going to build his house there.
Oh.
And his wife wanted to back out last minute because they found another piece, and John knew that I wanted to start getting in the hunting, so he said, hey, you got to buy this property. And basically it was all laid out, and I said, okay. So I went and bought the property. Again, thought I was going to hunt it, and quickly realized I'm an awful hunter. I can't sit still. So just started developing it. And my wife and I got married on a farm in Avon, just pitched a tent in a random spot. And we had a blast. And, like I said, my parents are off the boat. So, you get those really Sicilian weddings
yeah.
that are traditional, like, convention center. And we completely did the opposite of that. And we had a blast, and everybody enjoyed it. And I was like, there was a lot of preparation for that. Why don't I just take all that preparation away and start renting out the space? So that's kind of where
love
it
it.
all started. And then, everybody comes up with different ideas, and we started doing
course.
concerts. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
slowly adding on. I feel like this is like your thing. Like after what you've explained and
Yeah.
just talking to you for the little amount of time, it's kind of like, you found your thing, you're home, you're happy, everything that you could think of.
100%. I don't
Aw.
think there would be somebody who could write me a check right now to get me out of it. There's nothing else I want to do.
That's amazing.
And so this is what I want to do, and this is where I'm going to settle for the next
So
20 years.
you buy the property and you have this vision for a wedding venue. What were the first few steps you took to get ready up to speed to be able to host a wedding?
Oh man, it was a nightmare. So I'll be honest with you. I have blueprints upon blueprints upon blueprints, and it was, we came up with 100 different names for it. It was just slowly but surely, we just kind of got to where we were. Different architects throughout the way, different engineers throughout the way, and just, talking and them feeding me their vision of what I was thinking, and it kind of came up with this through many different
Was the
architects.
water there as it exists now? Or did
Current
you
water was there. The bottom pond, which I'm not sure if you've seen, that we had to put in as a retention pond, but that was the only thing we put in for water-wise.
So from when you bought the property to opening Lincoln Hill Farm, how long in between was that?
I bought the property in October of 2014, and our first, well, we had like in October of 2017, we kind of did something, but it didn't look anything. We just kind of threw a party.
Right.
But then 2018 would be our first real official
So
year
still, that's
opening.
not
Yeah.
that much time. You
Yeah.
put together a lot of stuff in
Yeah,
a short
totally.
amount of time.
Totally. Yeah.
So, you should be proud of yourself. And now this is a very talked about attraction in the Finger Lakes that people
Yeah.
like to go to.
And for me, I got to tell you, it's like, I would like to visit places, and I try to put myself in the shoes of someone visiting the Finger Lakes, whether they're from New York City or maybe from California,
Yeah.
or from Europe. I know these people come, and there's a lot of historical attractions here, but I've always felt, at least until more recently, that people will be underwhelmed. So they come on a vacation here, and there are things to see, whether it's something like Taganic Falls or the National Women's Hall of Fame, or the Tubman House, and the wineries, of course. And now there's breweries and stuff, and that's all good, but it just seemed to be missing some more options to be outside,
Embracing the Finger
whatever season it is, and to be able to enjoy live music or food in a setting that, like I say, when you said you're going to come to the Finger Lakes, I think you kind of have a vision of what it would be like,
Right.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so I think that what Lincoln Hill Farms certainly kind of fills that void, and it's great. I think it's awesome to have that there.
I appreciate that.
And I got to ask you, how about the name Lincoln Hill Farms?
Oh, my first architect, his name was Stu, came up with it, actually. I had a bunch of different ones, and he said, I think it'd just be really nice to keep it traditional.
Yeah.
And there's a huge history behind the first settlers in that region. They were the Lincoln family. And they
No
owned-
relation to Abe, or?
No relation to Abe, no. But they owned from like 5 and 20 all the way past the lake, that entire hill.
Wow.
So if you drive down like East Lake Road, you'll see
Right.
like Lincoln Hill, Lincoln this, Lincoln that. It's
Yeah.
all because of the settlers. So we do have a little history chart, and it's
Awesome.
funny because we get pictures from people saying like, my grandmother was
Yeah.
here, or my great grandfather was one of the settlers. So we have some cool pictures that we want to put in a collage and put it somewhere on the farm.
Oh, yeah.
and
That's
kinda
always
give the-
awesome.
Yeah.
You get that feel-good vibes, too, of,
Yeah.
like, the tradition, like you said.
Yeah.
But I do want to touch base on some more events that you also have
Sure.
going on, like, for reasons for people to get out there. I know you
Yeah.
guys do, you have the Father's Day one, you have the Sunday Fun Days, but you
Yeah.
also have big 4th of July
4th of July.
events, and your Brew Fest is pretty big, right?
Our Brewfest
The
is our
biggest
biggest
one, yeah.
event of the year. We have 60 plus breweries. We have a bunch of bands playing. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a big headliner this year. And that's spread out throughout the farm, so it's kind of nice. You can see everything that the farm offers. The Brewfest is amazing. 4th of July was out of control last year. We were the only ones doing fireworks, so everybody showed up. We have Elvio, who he's a musician. He has like the Camp Rock Stars, and they play that day from 1
Oh.
to 10. And we do fireworks, and again, we're ready for the crowds this year. So
And you guys do a lot of diversity when it comes to the people that you bring on, the acts
Yeah.
and the different types of music.
yeah, we're mostly a jam band based, so we get a lot of jam bands, but we do a lot of reggae this year. We're dipping our toes into some country shows,
What's your preference for music?
jam bands.
Yeah.
I was
are you-
going to say, yeah, I could
Like
tell.
also from your age, are you a fan of Fish?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Jam bands. I love how I just would never even think to call it a jam band.
Right.
I guess maybe that's because you guys are so much older than me.
Well, I never was a huge fan of the term jam band because, I mean, what it basically means is you're not going on stage and just playing songs from start to finish like they would appear on an album one after another with a set list. You never really know like where it could
Oh,
go.
yeah.
And so obviously
That
Fish,
gives me
Fish,
Lilac
Grateful
Fest
Dead.
vibes. Why? Like, I feel like maybe that's where I've seen some jam bands.
Sure. Yeah. 100%.
But that's awesome. Like you said, you're dipping into some country, which
Yeah.
you would think, like, just thinking,
It's our
yeah,
it's
you
our
would think
area,
it's your
Lincoln Hill
guys'
Farms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would think it's your thing, but Americana,
Yeah.
reggae, like you said, country, and of course the jam band. So
Yeah.
you can always look at your schedules online. Of course, too.
LincolnHillFarms.com. We should have everything there, and you can buy tickets online as well.
Yep, there's events coming up before the Father's Day event, and
Yes.
of course lots after as
Yeah,
well. so.
every single one is on our calendar now as well, and on our
At Finger Lakes
events,
One.
our deals page. One day had no events, and all of a sudden I was like, we have 50 events pending, like,
Good.
and they were all from Lincoln Hill Farm, which just shows the success, and we're excited for
So
you.
what about your team? When you first started, it was basically just you and the
Yeah.
architects working on this thing?
Yeah, it
and
was
then-
solely me, and then God sent me some awesome people along the way in different ways, and my right hand man TJ, he had just sold his company. He's my brother's like high school friend, and he
Okay.
was just kind of moping around. I'm like, come work for me, and he's an amazing part of it, and we've had just so many cool people like that just kind of fell into our laps, and it's almost as if they were godsend. It was just, my team is amazing.
That's great.
Everything that Lincoln Hill is, it might be my vision, but they've really executed it to a T.
It's got to be a fun place to work. I feel like when I went and had my meeting in
Yeah.
your guys' warehouse area, it
Okay.
was so, I'm walking through and people are tasting
Yeah.
beers and people are having a lot of fun. It was good. It
Yeah.
was great environment, and I
Yes.
loved that. So
Yeah,
it's
well,
awesome.
that's good because this is the time we're stressed out the most.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, between March and May, those months are a little stressful. But after that, it settles down and people they
Right.
really take part into the activities.
Can you tell me a little bit about the glamping? Because I did hear
Yeah,
that, and that is right up my alley.
So we have 11 glamping spots with electricity.
Wow.
Yep, each tent has electricity, bathroom showers down there that are communal, but you have to rent out the whole section. Usually what happens is weddings go down
yeah.
there. It's the party after the party. People hang out. We have a bonfire. We have like 100 Adirondack chairs
Which
down
that's
there.
something really cool that you offer. Like you said, a wedding at a convention center or a large hotel
Right.
would generally be, okay, guys, it's 10 o'clock, hit the road or go up to your rooms or something.
Right,
But,
or
but
hang out
there
in the
the party
lobby of
can
a-
continue.
Yeah, exactly. And that was our thought, and that, again, it kind of stemmed back from my wife and I getting married. We all pitched a tent after, hung out, woke up,
Right.
had breakfast. It
Love
was
it.
just kind of, really laid back, but it was fun and yeah, and we've executed pretty well, to say the least.
I think
We
I've
won.
seen some pictures
Yeah.
on your socials with the big bonfire.
Yeah,
And I
yep.
think
So
that's
we light
great.
the bonfire. There's plenty of wood there to last you all night. You're in the middle of the woods, so noise usually has never been an issue. I'll knock on wood, but yeah, it's all yours, and that's why we say it. It's all or nothing, so that everybody
Yeah.
can hang out and then just crash in the
Ooh.
tents.
I'm having lots of ideas on I can get my family to be like, all right, this is a weekend thing that we're doing. And what is it like, what, do you rent them out for one night or is there a
Yeah, we
minimum?
rent them out by the night. So all 11 tents by the night, and then you wake up and we have breakfast pizza and breakfast sandwiches.
Oh, you even have
coffee,
breakfast
and
for-
orange juice and everything.
Uh-oh, I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
excited. You just give more options. People that live in the Finger Lakes too, I think this is something unique, not just for outsiders coming in.
Yeah.
It's like, all right,
Well, I know there's some staycations that happen around here where
Definitely.
people will rent a house on a lake for a weekend
there,
or
done
go to
that.
a state park camping. But this seems like a
unique.
more something to look forward to than going to the state park, for example. And it seems like you kind of have your own, and you can, and there might be an event.
That's
I
right.
imagine when you have some of these musical events, it's just great for the people that are staying there for the weekend.
100%. I mean, we're pretty much booked every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's special. You know, we didn't cut any costs to the tents or
Right.
the decoration and the beds and all that stuff. So it's a cool experience for sure, and it's different. And
How fun.
yeah, it's awesome.
I can't wait to go to the wedding this, upcoming few months because I get to now fully experience
Fully experience
it.
it.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna look at the schedule and figure out when we can get out there for a concert
jam
and spend the night
band.
Yeah.
there. Yeah. LincolnHillFarms.com though, if you're interested in learning more or looking for reservations or looking at the calendar,
Yep.
or to get in touch with them, LincolnHillFarms.com.
Yeah, you did amazing. Do you have anything specific going on this week? Like, are you going to get to enjoy yourself? Do you have events going on?
We do. We got a couple private events this weekend, but the following weekend's our first event. It's a music event. I'm drawing
It's
a
on your-
blank.
it's on your
my
site.
site, but
That's
it's an inexpensive event. It's a Friday the 27th. We want to the Sky Coaster.
Sky Coaster.
Yeah, Sky
Oh,
Coaster.
look at this.
Yeah.
28th,
You already had it.
What is
So
28th?
it's $10. It's the cheapest event we have of the year. We just want to get everybody out there, get the new employees, their feet wet.
Yes.
It's kind of like a cool feel. Everybody's gonna know every song they're playing, and just come out, hang out for $10.
And June 11th down at the Buffalo.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's
that'll be
a good
fun
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
down
And
in Buffalo's gonna be good.
My last question, because it's already basically time for us to
Yeah.
leave, but when you said you added more food places,
Yeah.
what did you mean by that? Like, do you guys do your own food
Yeah.
there? Do you bring in
Giant
local?
Panda Grill Dub Squad. Sorry, I'm just
Yeah.
looking through
Yeah.
you should, if you're into music,
Tim's excited
check
now.
out the calendar of events at Lincoln Hill Farm. Sorry.
That's
all right.
okay.
We do our own food. Everything's in house. We try to capture the experience so that if but anyhow, we have 4 food stations this year. We have a food truck that will alternate the menu. We just built a Pizza Hut, and you'll understand when you get there. And there's a little zinger in there if you know my history with the Yum brands. So we'll be serving pizzas. We have a Tex-Mex, and then we have a grill. So we should have plenty of
Yeah.
varieties for people to come out and definitely enjoy.
Awesome.
themselves.
And then you have your own drinks that you get, I'm
Yeah.
guessing local.
Full bar, a lot of local stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
You have it all. And
Yeah.
just like that, it's already, unfortunately,
Yeah,
time.
congratulations. It's
Thanks.
incredible.
Oh, I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
This
I
is
think
great.
that, yeah.
Hearing your story, like that's our favorite part, is like hearing your story and like
Yeah.
where you were an accountant at one
Yeah,
point,
2
and
months.
now look at you.
Yeah.
It's okay, but you did something amazing for the Finger Lakes, and we're
I
happy for
appreciate
you.
that. Thank you.
And just like that, that's already the time we have. So if you enjoyed this show, you can click like, you can share with your friends, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be back again next Wednesday, of course. And until then, have a great weekend here in the Finger Lakes.